the young, and the restless spoilers full. Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is a beautifully chaotic day in the soap world, and we have so much to unpack. The drama is absolutely overflowing, and we are so ready to dive deep into every single shocking moment. Grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get right into it. I literally cannot even process what I just watched. I am typing this up late at night. My hands are practically shaking, and I just need to scream into the void for a second. Are we seriously supposed to buy this? I mean, I cannot be the only one who is sitting here completely baffled by Victor Newman's behavior. We just watched the great, ruthless, untouchable Victor Newman having a complete and utter emotional breakdown at society. He is sitting there looking like a shattered, broken man, crying over Nikki's medical crisis, and I am just sitting on my couch yelling at the screen because the sheer audacity of this man is actually blowing my mind. It is infuriating to watch him play the victim when he is the architect of so much pain. Because, let's be real here for a second, we all know exactly what Victor is doing behind closed doors. I've been watching this show since 2015, and this is without a doubt one of the most twisted, darkest things they have ever done with his character. While he is out here shedding crocodile tears in public, playing the doting, terrified husband, we know the absolute horrifying truth. He has been actively manipulating Nikki's health crisis. He convinced her she was dying from these severe headaches, manipulated her into a state of sheer panic, and made her sign a medical power of attorney. But we all know that document actually transferred her entire personal stock in Newman Enterprises into a trust that HE controls. He is looting her estate before she even dies. How sick is that? So watching him at society, acting like his world is ending because Nikki has a tumor and is facing the terrifying risk of going blind, I just can't. I kind of want to throw my remote at the television. He gets confirmation from Dr. Stephanie Simmons that Dr. Virginia Nottingham is going to perform the surgery. And of course, because he is Victor Newman, he insists that Dr. Nottingham fly into Genoa City today on the Newman family's private jet because he has to control absolutely everything, right? He cannot let anything happen organically. He has to have his hands around the throat of the situation. But wait, is this Dr. Nottingham even a real ethical surgeon? Remember when Victor brought in those shady doctors in the past? Remember the whole Marco Anicelli fiasco where he brought in a doppelganger to sleep with Phyllis? Or when he faked his own death and had doctors lie to his entire family? Yeah, didn't work then either, but it always causes massive, irreparable damage. I am terrified that this Dr. Nottingham is just another pawn on Victor's payroll, brought in to keep Nikki sedated and blind to the fact that her husband is stealing her legacy. What if the surgery is a sham? What if the tumor is real, but Victor is using it to permanently disable her so she can never fight back for her shares? And then Victor has the absolute nerve to profusely thank Stephanie and Nate Hastings for everything they've done to help Nikki. I mean, the hypocrisy is off the charts. Nate and Stephanie are standing there accepting his gratitude, completely oblivious to the fact that Victor is the one exacerbating Nikki's vulnerable condition. Nate is usually so sharp, so perceptive, but he is totally blind to Victor's manipulation here. And Stephanie, she has her own massive secrets, like hiding Holden from Malcolm for years, so maybe she's just distracted by her own guilt. But seeing Victor play the grateful, benevolent patriarch makes my blood boil in ways I cannot even describe. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, back to the point. Lily Winters also happens to be at Society, and she learns about Nikki's tumor and the terrifying risk of blindness. So, what does she do? She walks up to Victor and shares these sweet, heartfelt words of encouragement. Lily, honey, you are comforting a literal monster. But honestly, I can't even be too mad at Lily because her own life is a complete dumpster fire right now. She is literally being blackmailed by Kane Ashby over Malcolm's bone marrow. Kane is holding her uncle's life hostage for control of Chancellor Winters, and somehow she's feeling romantic sparks with him again? Am I the only one who thinks Lily needs a serious reality check? But anyway, seeing her comfort Victor just added this layer of tragic, sickening irony to the whole scene. But the real heartbreaker of this episode, the part that actually made me tear up and forget my absolute rage at Victor for a solid 5 minutes, was the scene at the hospital. I am sorry, but Melody Thomas Scott deserves all the Daytime Emmy Awards for this performance. Nikki is lying there in that sterile hospital bed, and she can literally feel her world going dark. Her vision is fading, the shadows are creeping in, and she is absolutely terrified. You can see the sheer panic in her eyes as she realizes she is losing one of her senses. And what does she do in that moment of fading light? She takes a moment to just stare at Nick's handsome face. She wants to memorize her son's face while she still can. I cannot handle the emotion in this scene. It was so raw and so devastating. She knows the darkness is coming, and she just wants to hold on to the image of her boy, the son she has fought so hard to protect his entire life. It was a beautiful, tragic moment between mother and son that just ripped my heart out, because Nick has been through absolute hell lately, hasn't he? I mean, the man was kidnapped, drugged out of his mind on fentanyl by Matt Clark, and crashed his car into a cliff outside of Las Vegas. Nick is standing there by his mother's bedside, looking so lost and so desperate to save her, and he can't do a damn thing. It's like the universe is just relentlessly punishing the Newman family right now. Nick is trying to be the strong pillar for Nikki, but you can see the cracks in his armor. He is a recovering addict who just relapsed because of a villain's sick game, and now he has to watch his mother go blind. It is just too much tragedy for one person to handle. Then Victoria walks in and drops a massive bomb on the situation. She admits to Nikki that she is the one who went behind her back and let Victor know everything that was happening. She confesses that Victor has found a top surgeon in Manhattan for her. Now, I have to pause here because I am so incredibly confused and frustrated with Victoria's character right now. I am literally pulling my hair out trying to understand her logic. Victoria, girl, what are you doing? I mean, just a few episodes ago, Victoria was the one who started getting suspicious. She realized that Victor was liquidating Nikki's assets and looting her estate while she was heavily sedated. She knows her father is up to something incredibly shady and illegal regarding her mother's finances. She saw the red flags. So why on earth would she hand over the medical reins to the exact man who is actively stealing from her mother? Why would she trust Victor to handle a life or death surgery when she knows he is financially abusing Nikki's vulnerable state? Sometimes I contradict myself because I love Victoria's ruthless business side, and I usually defend her, but right now she is making zero sense. Okay, maybe she's just desperate. Maybe she thinks Victor's love for Nikki will override his greed when it comes to life and death. But we all know Victor's love is toxic. He wants to save her, sure, but he wants to own her while he does it. He wants her completely dependent on him. Victoria playing right into his hands is just infuriating to watch. But the absolute worst part, the moment that literally made me gasp out loud and slap my hand over my mouth, was the ending of the episode. Victor comes rushing back into the hospital room, looking like the conquering hero. He proudly announces to Nikki that Dr. Nottingham is officially on her way. He expects relief. He expects gratitude. He expects everyone to bow down and thank the great Victor Newman for saving the day once again. But it's too late. It is completely, horrifyingly too late. Nikki starts hyperventilating. She is thrashing around in the bed, completely panicking, and the sheer terror in her voice shattered my heart into a million pieces. Her vision is completely gone. It is pitch black. She can't see Victor. She can't see Nick. She can't see anything at all. The absolute horror of waking up to total darkness is unimaginable, and the show captured that panic perfectly. I know some people are loving this dark Victor storyline, but personally, I am terrified for Nikki. How is she going to survive this? She is blind, she is vulnerable, and she is entirely at the mercy of a husband who has already stolen her company shares and is gaslighting her into oblivion. If Victor controls her money and now controls her medical care while she cannot even see what documents he might put in front of her, she is trapped. She is a prisoner in her own life. This crisis is going to tear the Newman family apart. When Nick and Victoria finally figure out the full extent of what Victor has done, the fake power of attorney, the trust fund, the asset liquidation, it is going to be an all-out war. Nick is going to lose his mind, and Victoria is going to realize she enabled the devil himself. And honestly, I am here for it. I want to see Victor face the absolute worst consequences of his actions for once in his miserable life. I want to see his children turn their backs on him forever. But right now, all I can think about is Nikki in that dark hospital room, terrified and alone, even while surrounded by her family. I don't know if I can handle watching her suffer like this for weeks on end. Are they going to cure her blindness quickly? Or is this going to be a long, grueling storyline where she has to learn to live in the dark? Whatever happens, I am going to be glued to my screen, yelling at Victor every single step of the way. What did you guys think of this emotional roller coaster of an episode? Let me know, because I desperately need to vent with people who actually get it.